Good morning, Good Nuts. I'm Nathan, and this is the Reloading Press. Well, it's been about 2 months now that we've been working on the reloading room. I'm going to say it's at a point of completion. There's still projects that I'm working on right now. There's still things I want to do. There's things I want to fix. But you know what? That's never going to stop. That's going to be forever projects. But for now, the big part, what we really wanted to get done, we can now reload in the reloading room. We got everything painted, the new benches built, new presses added, and we're ready to kind of move on to the next steps. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to show the room as it was, kind of give you a 360, I think, and then we'll show you, kind of give you another 360 of the room as it is now. And then I'll pull you in and talk about what we've done, what I might have done different, or what I would have liked to have done different, and kind of maybe a little bit of the future plans and some of the big lessons learned. We'll go ahead and try to keep this short. I don't want to drone on too long about it. I know you guys, I've drug you guys through this process for long enough. Alright, so this bench I built about 10-12 years ago. It's also got kind of a hutch on the top. That hutch is actually going to be staying with us. It's going to be probably getting stained and maybe a couple other little minor changes. And then it's going to be attached to the next bench. We have, like you see where I've spackled the wall, but yep, needs paint. Alright, then here there's like a, filing cabinet that's going to get moved out. Here's one of those Harbor Freight benches, if you guys have ever seen those. It works relatively well. I actually really like the size. It's a little bit narrower, which works pretty well for casting. I didn't think it was going to. I was a little worried about it, but it works really well, but it's going to go. I'm thinking about trying to trade it for getting some work done. Here's where a window is. Now, what we want to do is we want to have bench from where the old bench is, from the window to the corner, and then we're going to put in, we're going to put a new bench in there that's the sitting height, and then over here we're going to have a standing height that's going to go from here to a little bit past the edge of this window here, and that's going to be mainly where the casting and case preparation is going to go. So we've got a couple old totes that are going to end up going into some storage. And you see how kind of my books are strung out. It's just nothing is very well organized. I've got my oven and my case tumbler and stuff to kind of jam down there, which isn't a bit bad. That's been pretty well. I'm going to do something probably similar to that. Here's where kind of some tools are sitting, an extra table. When I renovate, that corner is going to have kind of a chair for doing coffee chats and things like that in it. But it's also going to be movable because from this window over is going to be an area for kind of a spare bed when we need it. Then we pan over. Here's the door. Okay. And I've had this plastic. Sorry about the lights, guys. This is how the lighting works in this place. I got two of these things. This plastic storage shelving unit hasn't been bad. The shelves, let's say if you get them, let me pull you in here and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. If you have one of these things and you're considering putting bullets or anything of any kind of weight in there, I recommend doing what I did. Okay, I had screwed 2x4s up inside of the plastic shelving for additional support. And as you can see, I don't have nearly as much sagging as some of the other people that are utilizing this type of shelving. But this is going to be gone. We're going to actually build shelving in here. Alright, so the plan is, and I know this is dark, guys, but here's the closet. It's a single door closet. We're going to tear the door framing out and make it an open closet. The safe is going to go there, one in that corner, and then over here we're going to build shelving that's going to go up and be for different things. All of this stuff is going to go into storage of some kind, either into the shed or up in the attic or something. Well, most of it, I don't think some paint stripper stuff will, but these things will be able to be put in storage. Someday we'll get to this. Eventually. Yeah, you got old shooting box. it's just amazing the stuff that you collect over the years when you're a shooter and reloader. It just seems to happen. And then it clutters up your space and you don't have anywhere to go. Alright, so the main bench, which is this one here, is a sit-down portion, and it's 30 inches to the top of the bench. I like that height for sitting. It's comfortable for me. The presses are a pretty good height with the 7.5 inch inline fabrication ultra mounts. If I had it to do over again, I would have probably tried to move the lock and load a little bit further down this way to put a little bit more room in here. But as it is, it's fine, especially being that I can remove the lock and load at any time and get it out of my way. I've since reloaded on the T-Mag, and it's not a problem. I don't even bump into it or anything, but it is a little bit close, and it can be a little bit claustrophobic to some. Now here in the corner, I do plan on adding a shelf made out of the same kind of bench type material, and a TV up in the corner eventually, so we'll see. I really like these 7.5 inch ultra mounts. I'm looking forward to getting the inline fabrication ergo handle, and I really want to set up the T-Mag well with the Acrobin mount that goes off to the side, and maybe even another inline fabrication mount for the powder measure. I know that kind of gets a little bit whips and chains, and I might not do the. I definitely want to do the Acrobins. I might not do the powder measure. Everything's very stable. This thing doesn't move at all. The bins down below, I really like how that turned out. The height is fine. I'm still battling with whether or not I want to put wheels on it. I've considered putting wheels on it so I can just easily kind of pull them out if I need to, because I still have the room. I designed it that way. But to be honest, I really just haven't had the use to do that so far. The pegboard and hutch are what they are. Same basic setup as it was before, really. I've considered putting a wall panel back here for acro bins, but instead what we're going to do is we're building a die rack that's going to sit back there. Now it's going to be made out of wood as well, and it's mostly done. There's some finishing work that needs to be done. I hard mounted the hutch to the wall, which I really like because now I can put things of a little bit more weight and not worry about it bouncing around when I'm reloading. Gives me almost like an extra shelf. The stand-up portion of the bench. Yeah, everybody asked about the decal here, and it really turned out nice. The bench is at 34 inches to the top. And to be honest, it's not high enough. I wish I would have gone an inch or two higher. I did that to try to create a seam, basically make it seamless, which from the stand up to the sit down portion. That didn't work out. So I wish I made it a little bit higher. The way that this bench is laid out, it would be very difficult to raise it up. I could technically do it, but it would be very hard to do because it's hard mounted into the wall in the back. This mount, now as you guys might know, I accidentally epoxied this mount into the bench and it sticks up a little bit. Well, I'll be honest with you guys, if it was going to stick up and all that, I wish I would have gotten like an ultra mount with a riser on it, because I just think it would be more useful. But it'll work out in the end. This is mainly for bullet sizing and stuff anyway, so it'll be fine. The mount's solid. I have no complaints about that at all. Need to hook up another power strip to this side, and I think that's going to go on a ledge that's formed right along this edge here. I've got power down below that window, as well as over there. I got a power strip underneath the hutch. Got the same shelves that were up, that were in the other corner, that are basically right there. So this is really kind of the same shelving system. It works. I've already had it, and trying to save a little bit of money. The safe works really well. I love it. I'll be honest with you guys. I think that size safe and everything really fits with me and how much I like to. I don't like to have a lot of things. I just like to have a few really nice things. So the 24 gun safe, that size of 24 gun safe really works with me. I put in shelving next to the safe. They go, to the floor and up. I had to brace the shelves. I didn't think I was going to, so I had to brace them, and then I carpeted them so that it just kind of looks a little bit nicer. That closet's going to need some kind of, I think it needs some kind of lighting, as well as the safe is going to need some kind of lighting eventually. So I'll do a video when I get to that, but that's just something in the future. Got right now kind of a little plastic toolbox from Harbor Freight in here, as well as my oven and my tumbler. I want to have my tumbler sandblasted and powder coated. Now I can't do anything with the motor because I checked and it doesn't appear as the shell comes off that motor, so I can't really do anything with changing the color of that, but that'll be fine. It was just really rusted and kind of roached out, so I want to go through and clean it all up. Eventually what I want to do is underneath of that press, next to where this stool is, I want to have shelves built that'll house the oven, and then down on the bottom will be a tumbler. That way it's just kind of out of sight, out of mind. And then I'd like to get a Harbor Freight tool storage roll around cabinet to sit right there where that's at. That'll hold molds and tools and all that stuff, because right now my molds are kind of up on that shelf right there. So that would kind of give them a place where I can actually get some desiccant packets in there and make sure that they stay dry and clean. Then we've got over here, I had this desk. I've had this desk for a long time. It's a small roll top, but it does that's where I do all my video editing and things like that. And a small filing cabinet. And then the live stream corner. Got a few pictures on the wall. I got the flag that Josh sent me. It's amazing. And then a little spot down here for the dog. So as you can see, guys, we've made a humongous change with this room and how functional it is and how nice it is to be in. I think that's my favorite thing. It's just nice to be in here. And once I get a few of these last little bits done, it'll be even better and more functional. But guys, I appreciate you hanging with me. It's been 8 weeks or so. I think it's been 8 different episodes of working on this. And there might still be more to come, but I don't think they're going to be my weekly episodes. They'll be little 6.5s or something. I might just put them up on the Reloaders Network. But I think again, the next thing we're going to do, guys, is we're going to get started on the 32 mag project. The cylinder should be here this week from a fellow on the Cast Bullet forum. I've got bullets from Tim over at the PC Bullet Empire. You saw that, plus bullets that I've casted. So I've got several different bullet types. But stay tuned for that. But until then, have fun, stay safe. I'll see you when I see you. Laters.